Pantry, and today I'm going to be doing a spicy pickled garlic. And I used to buy this when I was in Nevada. You could buy this Amish spicy pickled garlic, and it's a little sweet, it's a little spicy. It's absolutely delicious, and I'm going to make it for you today. On my Costco haul a while back, I showed you that I said 5 pounds of garlic. This is a 3-pound bag of peeled garlic cloves. I do go through here though and cut off that root end. I don't like that. I'm just being picky. I have about, I don't know, these are Fresno chilies because you want some heat in there, but they're not extremely hot. And because this is going to be a sweet and spicy kind of thing, it's going to be delicious. So I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. 10, approximately a pound. And these are not cheap. Let me just tell you, they were not inexpensive, but well worth it. There's a couple of recipes that I can with these, and I do not, I'd rather pay the money because you can't substitute it for a sweet pepper, and you can't substitute it, I don't think, for a green pepper. It looks prettier in the jar as well. So I'm gonna get to prepping these. These are gonna be put down in my Tupperware chopper. And I'm gonna get my brine together. My brine is coming out of the ball. It's the latest Blue Book, I believe, or one of the latest. Anyways, it's pickled garlic. So that's the brine coming out of that. The only thing I'm not gonna do is I am not gonna add pickle crisp. And I'm probably gonna add some water. I do not want it overly vinegary, and they just call for straight vinegar. So you do want 5% acidity, but I'm also going to ensure my acidity with citric acid. So let's get to prepping this up, and I'll get these all ready. And I'm going to use these little fat squatty half-pint jars. It's perfect for this. These are going to water bath can for 15 minutes. Once I get the hot brine over the garlic and the peppers, it's going to be delicious. All right, so I'm cutting these peppers. I'm just cutting the cap off, right? You've got a seed pod in there, and I go around with my paring knife around the end of that and just pop that out and then tap it on the counter. I don't really want a lot of seeds in this. If you feel like you need to, go ahead and wear gloves, but I'm going to be very careful, and I'm going to wash my hands extremely well when I'm done. So again, I just go around and get that seed pod disconnected in there. Tap it on your paper toweling. Once I cut the pepper in half, if I feel like there's some more left, then I can tap again. If I see there's some membrane I don't want in there, get it out of there. Get the garlic in your jars, and these are sterile jars. They're going to be in the canner for 15 minutes, so once it starts boiling. So you don't need to par cook the garlic. It comes out sweet, it's delicious. Anyway, so the peppers are in the chopper, and we're just going to go ahead and pull that string, and voila, your peppers are chopped. Absolutely perfect. Finely chopped. It doesn't have to be uniform, but it's pretty darn close. And then in each jar, I'm gonna grab what I think is gonna be the equivalent to one of those peppers. And I'm gonna put it down in there. And I may have to take some of the garlic out. You want about a ½ inch of headspace when you're done. So let's remove some of that garlic. And we'll just get to where we know we've got a safe headspace. And yes, my hands are clean. So there we go. I think that's good. We'll just remove a couple cloves from each jar. Maybe I'll get another jar filled. Ooh, these peppers have some pungentness. Okay, so get that. What we got? We think we can get an inch of headspace in there. That's gonna be beautiful. And I am going to debubble, not because I think there's gonna be bubbles in there, but because I wanna disperse the peppers all the way through the jar. So, all right, so now it's time to do the brine. I have all of my jars filled, they're pretty, I'm ready. My lids they're in hot water, but I'm gonna do my brine. Now in this measuring cup, okay, first off, in my pot, I have 1 cup of sugar, okay? You could try to use a sugar substitute, but I'm just gonna do it. 1 cup of water in this measuring cup, and then you want 5% acidity distilled vinegar. So we're gonna do that, and that gives a total of 4 cups of liquid. I'm hoping that's plenty for this application, and I'm gonna get that right on in my pot, and I'm gonna get this on the stove. I'm just bringing it up to a boil, basically, pouring it over my jars. My jars have been tempered in the dishwasher, so they should be fine. And then we'll get them into my 6-quart stock pot. And at the bottom of the stock pot, because I don't have a rack for that, you never want the jars to sit against the direct bottom of the heat. I just put a clean dishcloth down. I mean, these are bar mops, basically. I just put a clean one down in the water. It doesn't even matter. It's never going to touch the food. And it buffers against, and then I'll water bath it just like usual. I believe that 6-quart pot will only hold 5 jars at a time. And once it comes up to a boil, then I will boil it at just a regular boil, not super, super hard, for 15 minutes. I'm using 2 Tatler lids, and the rest are going to be button top because they could be gifts. All right. Let's get this on the stove and get it heated up, and we'll get to doing some canning. It's so much fun. All right, guys, I'm gonna do this a little bit different than usual, just because. I've got my brine is hot right here. The sugar's dissolved, it's nice and hot, and I've got it on a trivet here. I'm gonna fill the jars to a ½ inch, right abouts, with headspace. Ooh, it's gonna be so pretty. And it takes 1 ladle per jar, basically. Okay. I also do not want to forget, I almost did too, because I want to assure the acidity. I always do this. It's just insurance, plus it keeps the color of the garlic. This is 1/4 of a teaspoon of citric acid, okay, per jar. We'll just put that down in every jar right now. And then your garlic will stay pretty and white, and you'll know you have the correct acidity, which I do know. I mean, I got the ball book backing me up here, but my mouth is watering because I know how delicious. Now, it also, like I said, it called for pickle crisp, but I don't need it. I already know what pickled garlic does. So there's my citric acid, and we're going to go ahead with my debubbler. I thought I had it out, and apparently no. Where is it? I don't know what I did with my debubbler. So, and I don't really want to use a knife, but we'll use the end of a spoon. How's that? And we're gonna fill each jar within a ½ inch of headspace, put our lids and rings on, get them in my 6-quart pot, and bring it up to a boil. As soon as it starts boiling, we're gonna boil it for 15 minutes, and it should be covered with an inch of water. So 15 minutes, I'll bring you back when I'm pulling them all out of the canner. That's how easy this is. Okay guys, so I'm gonna give you a little peek into what happens in canning, more than people show, but I'm gonna show you. So here's my second batch of jars out. And one, okay, so I loaded all the hot vinegar in all the jars. That was my first mistake. I should have waited and loaded the second batch of vinegar, reheated it, and put it in the jars right before I put them in the canner. So, because what happened is one of the jars broke. Whoop, we're getting sealing. So one of the jars broke. One of the bottoms came out because, well, it's thermal shock. So that happens. So I'm gonna say, if you're gonna do 2 batches like this, go ahead and, you know, just reheat your brine. It's not that hard. And I kind of knew going in, I don't know what made me go ahead and do that, but I did. And I try not to chip my jars, but I have a mess of garlic and peppers and a big piece of the bottom of the jar in the bottom of the canner. And that happens right away. Oh, got some sealing going on. I did go ahead, the Tatler lids, I went ahead and tightened them down a little bit because I wanted to make sure that I get a really good seal on these. But nonetheless, I have 9 jars of beautiful pickled garlic with the peppers, and it's just going to be spicy and delicious. I hope that it inspires you to go ahead and try your hand at home canning. I have another canning video coming up right behind this one, and it's one that I don't do often, but I've got some really good ideas for you to use this. Not everybody likes home canned ground beef, but I'm going to show you how to use it where you go. Well, now there you go. It makes it much easier, and you can put a bargain on your shelf. All right, this to me was a bargain because when you go to buy this online, it's $11 or $12 for a pint. I bought that garlic for pretty reasonable. I got the peppers very reasonable. I think the garlic was $8.99. I still have a bunch of it, so we're not going to factor in that whole cost. And the peppers, she rang them up. I didn't realize it till I got home, but she rang them up as red jalapenos. So instead of $8.99 a pound, I know I had a pound. It cost me $3 for all of those 10 peppers. And yeah. And now I have a mess in the bottom of my canner, or my water bath, makeshift water bath. But all right, guys, we're gonna clean up the mess and put this on the shelf. Tomorrow, I'll take the rings off, wash the jars, doesn't matter, wash the jars, label them, and set them aside for gifts. And gosh, look how beautiful. I am super, super excited. These are gorgeous with the peppers. And as they sit, they'll continue to pickle, and the garlic gets sweet. It doesn't get bitter. It's not hot. It's delicious. All right. I hope you try it. Anyway, let me know if you have ever pickled garlic. And if you have, did you do it out of your garden? Because I can't imagine peeling all that garlic. All right.